Hello, good morning and welcome to Not Just About Ducks with me, Angela. The ducks are being right little monsters. Yes, I have a leak in, where I've joined the hoses together by there. There is a leak and I've got a connector joining the hoses together. However, and it is a however, where I've connected them is leaking, and so the ducks are getting into wherever it is they're going in under the fence or round the fence by there, and they are drilling in the sogginess there, which ducks love to do. But I have to plug that leak. You see, that leak, the more water that's out there which isn't intentional, the less there comes in here. So in any case, I'll show you what I've done so far, and I have started planting my tomatoes. So I am going to do this bed first. I still haven't made my mind whether to put the weed membrane down or not, but I'll do an experiment. I'll do it on that side and then I'll see how I get on with it this side. But if I don't need to put a weed membrane down, then that's just making work for myself. And I don't need to make work for myself. I really need to be able to just get on and do things. I can always put the weed membrane down next year or after I harvest the tomatoes. Yes, so let's crack on with today's video. See you in a bit. So I planted some polka tomatoes. This is my first time growing them this year. So I've put those by here. I've never grown them. I don't know how big they get or whatever. And there was only 20 seeds. But I have some more that have just sprouted, so they will be going in pots. And I will be using, so these strings here, they're called tomahooks. And these are industrial sized ones. They grow really, the string is really, really long on them. And then I use them with these clips. So tomahawk is, as it's pronounced, isn't it? Toma, T-O-M-A-H 00K. That's what they're called. All one word, tomahawk. Yes. So, and then I use these clips. So I will bury that one in the compost along with the end of the string, which is tied into the spine. So if I open it out, you can see it's a little clip, and by there is the spine. So you put your string there and then you close it. So I'll bury that in the soil. Then as the tomatoes grow, Mr. Ganderton is joining in. As the tomatoes grow, then I can use the clips, put the string through the spine. I'll see if I can get it close up. Put the string through the spine like so, and then close the clip, and there you have. And then that stops then your tomato stalks, the stems of the tomatoes, from being rubbed and damaged. Yeah, so I find these really, really brilliant. It saves a lot of work and it saves a lot of damage in the polytunnel. If you use canes in the polytunnel, obviously sometimes you've got to give them a good yank to get them out, and then they end up going through the roof or the side, which I have done. So I'll just crack on and get on with the planting. So I'll unravel some of this, and so that I get it height. So there we are. So I'll plant. You haven't got to plant this in the soil, man. don't mind, you can just attach it to the bottom of the tomato stem, or to a small stick at the base of the plant, but then that defeats the object, doesn't it, really, of having sticks in your tunnel or your greenhouse. And normally they're trip hazards, so I find just to bury this end bit in the soil under the tomato. You haven't got to use this bit, you can just bury the string under the tomato and that works just as well. But this way I haven't got to cut off any string, I can just give it a wash and then use it the following year then. So what I'm doing, so I have an Amish paste tomato here. As you can see, it needs to go in desperately. There's a nice stem on it, but I will plant it up to the base there on the bottom part of the leaves. You see, all these hairs on the tomato plant here will actually root, so if I bury it nice and deep down, those hairs will turn to roots, and then the tomatoes should then zoom off. The more roots, the more water and nutrients they absorb, and then the tomatoes will flourish. At least they did last year, so let's go on and plant this. So I'll make a hole, and I've got my label, for goodness sakes. Yes. Dig a nice hole. I know it looks as if I'm going down deep, and I suppose I am, but it is for the benefit of the tomato. You see? So that's in the, I'll show you. So I'll put this in the bottom of my hole there, and then this tomato plant I shall put in on top of that, and now I'll cover it. I'm not bothered about that little kink in the stem, that will right itself, and then as it grows I can unclip this, and there's the first one in situ then, so the tomato plant will grow up through there, and then as we go on up, then there will be more clips, and then the tomato will be nice and happy. I just have to make sure I remove the bottom leaves. Yes. So how you alter the strength or the tautness of these is you just twist it around the hook, and then you clip it up to your chosen wire. Yeah, so I'll remove these base leaves off that one, and I will put a clip on it. So I'll just tighten these up. You just wrap it round and hook it through the bottom hook. There. Excuse me, I have to go and sort a chicken out that's got behind the polytunnel, so I'll crack on with that. I'll be right back. With planting my tomatoes now, you know what happens next, don't you? Fast forward. Yes, so I will just adjust the piping as I go, and then yeah, so I'll see you in a bit. lettuce are the same age. The only difference is I put this one in a pot and it's flourished, so, and the roots are coming out of the bottom, but all these would have been this size if I'd have put them in a pot or put them in the ground. As you know, the cage isn't ready yet because I would like to grow them in the cage, but for now I'm planting some in the polytunnel, in with the tomatoes. It's okay because the tomato plants are only small and the lettuces are only small, but as they grow, obviously I'll be harvesting them for my family and for the ducks. This is a very sweet lettuce, by the way, so you can either cut and come again, it is very, very sweet. In fact, it's delicious, so I might take a little bit and have some for my tea. It is very delicious, so much more tasty than buying it in the supermarket. But yeah, so that's the red iceberg lettuce, which is in there amongst the tomatoes. So I'm going to sign off now. I've got some more planting to do. I've got more lettuces to plant. But I'll sign off and say TTFN, thanks very much for watching. Stay safe wherever you are, and most of all, well, God bless you all. If you've liked today's video, which is probably a 3-part video, the planting of the left hand side of the polytunnel, could you please like and subscribe? I'd be very grateful. Thanks very much indeed. TTFN, stay safe, take care, and God bless you all. Thanks from me and the ducks and the chickens and the gooses. Yes, TTFN. Bye!